fucking brilliant. You're like, okay, well, let's follow the tracks. Sir, there are tracks literally in every direction. There's no way we can follow anybody anywhere.
And the more that you realize this, the more that you as a camp get pissed because you're like, how long were these guys out here?
Damn it!
You guys were not paying attention at all at your posts. Oh, wait, you're dead. Okay.
Maybe we should move the daily booze consumption time back to, like, I don't want to be extreme, but maybe 9 o'clock in the morning. Maybe we should wait to drink until about 9 a.m.
Fuck you, bud.
Well, it's just a suggestion. I'm open to ideas.
So, apparently there is a plan to take care of the trail from the foot soldiers, but we're not privy to that quite yet. Kahlan notices, though, that the rear guard is engaging in a fight that they're not supposed to be engaging in, and goes back to figure out what the fuck's going on, because Lieutenant Sloan was supposed to handle this, and apparently has not handled it.
In and out. There's no stop. I feel like Kahlan would ride back there. Now, granted, it's in a battle, so she wouldn't really even have the luxury of being this cavalier to them about it. Not even cavalier, just like passively shitty. Just staring at him like, you know, that's not what the plan was.
The fuck
it's
are
like,
you doing?
The best example I have is as a parent, okay? When your child is doing something wrong, the best way to course correct them without being like an asshole parent is to be like, all right, I see what you're doing. Do you have any idea what you're supposed to be doing right now instead of what you are doing? Okay. So it'd probably be a good idea to do that then, right? Yeah?
Deer in the headlight look.
Well, why don't we do that? Yeah, exactly. But then that way, but with these guys, like, no, what the fuck are you doing? Let's go. Like, go time, right now.
Well, when Kahlan gets there, she sees that the reason that Lieutenant Sloan wasn't doing his fucking job is that he fell in battle and his men are trying to drag him back. And it's, slowing them up a bit, as it would. And
well, I feel like an ass now.
Yeah, well, she tells these guys that they just need to leave him and threatens if they don't, that she's going to make them fight naked for the rest of the war.
You want your balls out all the time? You want to be that cold? No, you don't.
Fuck on. I feel like death would be more of a motivation, but it worked for these guys. So what the hell do I know? I guess the ball thing is...
No, yeah, well, it's a pretty serious... That's a pretty serious thing. Cold balls are no joke. I don't want to get too far into it, but that's literally why they work the way they do. It's to keep them warm. So that is priority number one. So Kahlan keeps driving Nick into the Daharans, giving her men time to get away from him. She ends up losing her sense of direction and realizing just how shitty of a situation she is in. The men are screaming that she's just a woman. It's just a lady. Guys, it ain't even a ghost. It's fine. It's a lady on a horse, and we cannot let her get away. They are hobbling her horse, and she knows that if they get her off of Nick, she is fucked. So what these guys are doing is they are literally throwing themselves at her horse's legs to trip her up.
Which, ow.
Oh, very ow. Now, either you get trampled by a horse, or the horse does get tripped up on, say, your face, and then you get trampled by a horse. I mean, there's no way for you to not get trampled running underneath a horse. It's almost like a fucking train. It's not going to stop for you.
You're going to lose half your foot. It's just, it's going to be bad.
Now, granted, if enough men do this at the same time, it's totally plausible that they could trip this thing. I'm sorry, that's awful. They could trip Nick. And that's what Kahlan is realizing. If that happens, she's done.
Yeah, and that makes her feel more vulnerable than she has all fucking night. And she realizes she doesn't know if she's going to make it or ever see Richard again. And at this thought, the icy feeling comes back into her neck where that bite was earlier.
It's a very, I'm sorry to series jump, but it's a very Harry Potter right now. Like, she looked over at Snape, and suddenly her scar began to burn. And it's just like little reminders here and there. It's like, fuck, my neck. God damn it.
Yeah, it's a magic scar.
Darkin, what the hell, man?
You dick.
So the men aren't trying to kill the horse, since, they're useful. And these may be drunk, evil terrible human beings, but they are soldiers, and they know that a horse is useful.
That seems like... Okay, I'm glad Nick doesn't die. At least as far as we know. But that seems like bullshit. I feel like these men would have sliced the fuck out of that horse as soon as I got close to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, just a minute ago, they were literally throwing themselves underneath the legs of this horse to trip it up and break its legs.
Yeah.
Like, if a horse falls while it's galloping, the chances of it breaking a leg have got to be astronomical just because of the way a horse is. I don't know much about equestrian affairs, but if somebody that's listening does, let us know. That's got to be terrible, right?
Well, I know if a horse gets, like, a hurt leg, it's not good. Like, the horse goes lame and you can't... They're not useful anymore, quote unquote. That's why, like, it's not good if your horse gets a hurt leg, because then it can't be a workhorse, can't be a racing horse or whatever. Has to be put out to pasture, and that's...
the sad thing.
Yeah. Or unless people take care of it. Like, there are a lot of people who are like, that's fucked up. I will take care of this horse and love it because that's fucked up. It's
Guys, crazy idea. I know this is crazy. Just hear me out. Why don't we just let it be a horse?
Yeah, just let it be a horse.
I know it's insane. I know you're like, but what's it going to do? No. Check it out. I got a dog. Dog doesn't do shit. Right? I got a cat. Cat does way less shit. And they just exist, and I love them. End of story.
That's how it works.
Full stop. We could do that with a horse. Just imagine. Now, granted, maybe that's not very useful for an army, but...
I feel like for these guys especially, you're trying to get the Mother Confessor. Like, of all the people you could be trying to get, it's the Mother Confessor. You're not going to fuck around with don't hurt her horse. You can capture her, only as long as you don't hurt her goddamn horse.
Yeah, no, it's the exact opposite. You know, you're just trying to break its legs. Grab its legs, strap its legs, bring it down, it crushes one of Kahlan's legs, now she can't run away. All in your favor. Why not bring down the horse?
Stab that thing in its giant aorta.
But these guys, they also don't really want Kahlan killed, right? Because of the bring her to the leader in every single movie ever. They want her alive when they behead her.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah, no, they have plans. And Kahlan does not obviously want this to happen, so she is hacking wildly at these men. She's cutting off arms and necks, a couple of noses, I'm assuming some fingers. Guys are literally grabbing Kahlan's sword to try and stop her from swinging it around so crazy.
Yeah, and she's hacking them off like little sausages.
That is a fucking choice, my man.
Yeah.
When you see her atop her horse and you're like, okay, 1, 2, 3, go. And you reach for it, like, you gotta know you're gonna lose something. You're going to lose something.
But if I get killed, dude behind me is gonna take my place, so it's fine. It's totally fine if I lose half my fingers. I don't care.
Fucking Hydra. You cut off one head and 7 will regrow.
Yes.
Well, 2. It's 2. I'm sorry. I don't know where 7 came from. Whatever. She's pulled by her hair off of Nick. Fuck! The one thing that couldn't happen totally happened.
Yeah.
All the men pile up on her. Immediately they grab all over her. She keeps fighting. She bites a hand that's like covering up her mouth because at this point it's not even hack and slash and punch. It's just kick, scream, and bite.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't blame her for it. That's it. She's caught, dude.
Yeah.
And after that, one of these guys punches her right in the fucking jaw.
Which, probably broken jaw. Like, realistically, probably broken jaw.
I've got to say, yeah, if it was a straight shot directly to the jaw, has to be broken. I, unfortunately, can say I've been punched in the face several times. And it's not great. I have never been punched directly in the jaw, but I have been punched in the face twice, like half on cheek and half on jaw, and your jaw is still sore for like 2 fucking weeks after that.
Yeah, and I mean, she's a woman, and these are apparently not just like men, not just like regular men. These are like honkin' Daharan men.
Yeah, these are fucking supermen.
Yeah.
These are guys trained for battle. Like, this may be a desperate act, but these are still very powerful people.
Yeah, she's gonna be eating soup for a little while.
Oof. Oh, God. I don't care for the soup. It's much too watery. God. Slips in between the gaps. And
what the hell?
Sorry. Ah!
They finally immobilize her, and in her mind, she says, "I love you, Richard," one more time, as our chapter fades out.
Kahlan's caught. That is an awful way to end a chapter. And they were doing so well, too.
Yeah, she got all the boys away.
Throughout the chapter, I kept thinking to myself that it's chaos. Literally the first half of the chapter is just a list of everything that's going right.
Yeah.
This happened and that happened and the crazy guys are killing the drunk guys and it's all beautifully chaotic. And then just at the end, just when they're like, all right, we got to get gone, she gets her guys out, she's trying to clear out, and she gets caught. Motherfucker, like it was going so well.
You know how pissed off all the other guys would be at the rear guard there, who were like, "Hey, what happened? Mother Confessor came back to check on you guys, and now she's fucking gone." And they were like, "We were trying to drag a body," and they were, "The fuck are you talking about? I don't give a shit if it was Lieutenant Sloan. You were supposed to go, and now we lost the Mother Confessor. Thanks."
Yeah, we weren't looking. My bad.
She was like the whole. She was like our whole strategy. So cool.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
The line of denial that's going to happen later at camp. Like, "Brian, where the fuck were you?" He's like, Peter was watching her. I was off doing some other shit. Peter, what the hell? What's your excuse, man? Actually, Adam was supposed to be watching her. I was tending to the horses. Adam, what the fuck? I found the rub. I'm sorry.
Well, you see, I saw her in the middle of a knot of the enemy, and she was just like waving her arm at us and being like, "Go!" And I was like, "Okay."
Okay. That motherfucker's getting fired tonight.
Oh,
for sure. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining us again, and I want to welcome you. If you enjoyed this episode, you can write us an email to podcastatt@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at podcastatt, Twitter at podcast_ATT. You can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/podcastatt, and make a pledge anywhere from $1 to $10, just like you heard at the beginning of the show. We'd really fucking appreciate it. Feels good to be back. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you real soon.
Bye.
And my karate chops and everything. Yeah.